and welcome to the Boss Audits and Investigations. And thank you for joining me for another episode of the Scientology Chronicles. So, today on this episode, we are going to jump right in and we are going to take a look at a document that I found. And it's regarding the Secret Service and Richard Nixon. So, let's jump right on in. So this is a memorandum from February 12th, 1963. On this date, Mr. John W. Warner of the Secret Service advised me that he had some information which I had requested concerning Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. I reviewed this information at the office of the Secret Service. On February 21st, 1958, the Secret Service was asked to investigate the National Academy of Psychology on the initiation of the office of the Vice President Nixon. The investigation indicated that the vice president was not interested in sponsoring the National Academy of Psychology and would not permit the vice president's name to be used. Report indicates that the National Academy of Psychology has forwarded an oath of loyalty to all psychologists, psychiatrists, and psychoanalysts, as well as ministers. A copy of this was also sent to the office of the vice president, along with a copy of the Ability magazine, issue number 65. This magazine apparently indicates those who ignore or refuse to sign the oath of loyalty are potential subversive, and those who might rail against signing the oath of loyalty are subversive. The letter also indicated that Vice President Nixon was interested in a list of people who signed or did not sign this oath of loyalty. National Academy of Psychology also indicated that those sign would become accredited and would have their credentials available upon request at the Academy for any people interested in them. The charge for verification of credentials would be $25. Secret Service investigated the matter. And during the investigation, they found that a Mr. Glenn Sanford Elliott, a member of the National Academy of Psychology with address given as Silver Springs, Maryland, was arrested on January 24th, 1957 by the Check and Fraud Squad of the DC Metropolitan Police. He was arrested on charges of false pretenses when he issued a check for $150 on a bank account which he had closed 6 months prior. Other organizations connected with the National Academy of Psychology were those that we have recently referred to during this investigation of Mr. L. Ron Hubbard, as well as the following, which are not as common: the International Library of Arts and Scientists, the Scientific Press, Inc., Hubbard College, Wichita, Kansas. The investigation also indicated that Hubbard Dianetic Research Foundation was required to cease operations in Hawaii due to violation of the local medical practice laws. The investigation referred to newspaper articles which indicated that on April 24th, 1951, Mrs. Sarah Northrop Hubbard sued L. Ron Hubbard for divorce, claiming that he subjected her to scientific torture experiment by denial of sleep, beatings, strangulation, and suggestions of unaliving herself. The file also indicated that a Lieutenant Chenault of the DC Police Department had extensive files on these organizations. It is classed as a protective research case. We may wish to contact our resident in Hawaii to determine the legal action that was apparently taken against the Hubbard Dianetic Research Foundation in that state. George D. Tilrow. So this document was very interesting. A little connection going on there between the Secret Service, Richard Nixon asking the Secret Service to reach out to them, get some more information. But it did talk about the allegations that, you know, Hubbard's wife made against him. And I do have in some episodes coming up very soon. Um, we're going to go through the not only her allegations, but also his other wives as well. So we're gonna kind of get down that road as we get going. We're gonna learn more about Hubbard's life, Hubbard's military service, his where he went to school, what his grades were, and we're gonna learn more about that aspect of L. Ron Hubbard. So let me know what your thoughts are regarding this Richard Nixon Secret Service connection and Scientology. And as always, no more kids in Scientology because kids cannot consent. And please remember to spread love and kindness wherever you go. And I will catch you on the next one.